There are 8 million stories in the naked city. Some are violent, some happy, some sad. But one of them is just plain cuckoo.
Hello, my young friend.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, why? Oh, I can't laugh anymore about my age. I'm over the hump of it being funny to me.
Ouch.
Is this going to be the first week of our new, as Phil Spector said, this is a new Beatles album. I forgot what he said in the back of Abbey Road or whatever. Let it be.
Let it be.
Are we doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Because I thought what we could do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then if we don't like things on Wednesday, we could throw Thursday back in.
Fair enough. It's a plan.
Yeah. Stop it. It sounds like you're putting things away, or maybe you're making a mental note.
None of the above.
Do you think I'll ever get Columbo-like perceptions? I just hope to.
Well,
I'm never right.
You might lose an eye.
That sounds like a joke.
It was a joke.
Oh, you might lose an eye. Okay. Just answer me this question. Did Peter Falk have a glass eye? Just answer me that question. I can tell you if I got the joke.
Yes, he did.
Okay, then I still don't understand how a glass eye works, but don't let me get started on that because it'll make me sound stupid. And at the end, I'll ask if an eyeball is an animal.
It doesn't work. That's the point. It's completely ornamental. Right.
So it doesn't really matter what it's made out of.
Well, I mean, I think it probably does in terms of comfort.
I had a friend who used a loaf of bread that he would change every week. He would put a little bit of a loaf of bread where his eye was.
Yeah.
Folks, this is what you need, baby. The quarantine just took a different turn.
It seems like that should at least be the setup for a punchline, and we call them yeasty, or something like that.
Okay. Look, you want to add to the non-joke? I'm all over it. I just like the idea of, he often would boom, bang, boom. I don't know why I was.
He looked like a pirate. He was Crumbeard. Am I right? Something. I need.
I'll work on it too. You work on it on your own.
Right.
Let's make a Google Doc.
We'll title it Bread Eye.
Is that my voice or just how you would sum me up vocally in general?
It had nothing to do with you.
We had 2 days off, and Susan fooled me on Saturday. She said, "Oh, don't forget you're doing the call tonight at 9." And then I said, "No," and she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed me getting panicky for a second.
It's fun.
It's fun. Because most people don't get panicky about those issues.
No, that's why it's fun. It wouldn't be fun if it was like, "Hey, you're about to be shot," But.
Right. I think I told you that I went in 1969, I think it was, to a candlelight vigil for the end of the Vietnam War, downtown Flushing, and a friend of mine came with me there, and I'll never forget this, he saw that I was going to walk into a pole.
Yeah.
I've probably told the story before. I was going to walk into a parking meter, which I was at the same height of, I guess.
Right.
And he goes, "Andy, I don't know how to tell you this, but," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think happened while he was saying, "Andy, I don't know how to tell you this"?
It was a skipper move. You walked right into the goddamn thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
He can't push me out of the way?
He could have been something he could have done a little more like, "Ha!" One of those. Or, that would have
Instead,
helped.
he enjoyed, I don't know, I'll never forget it. I'll never understand why it happened in such a slow motion.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how angry at my friend I was.
Where was the impact? Where did the meter itself?
In my eye. Hit me in my eye.
You really are meter height.
Yeah. I think how tall will I have to be if it hit me in my forehead, I think. My forehead. It hurt.
It was 1969, you say? So you were, what, 13?
It was bar mitzvah year.
Okay. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, because I think you just bang your chin now.
I'm so secure. I guess it's because I know
I ran into a coin box. Can you see the change in me? Am I, huh?
Is there money in this kind of comedy that you're slinging?
Not in 49 years. There isn't.
Oh, golly. So I was very mad about that. So my memory is of being on this very, like my memory is...
You know, the other thing that was bad is that you didn't end the Vietnam War that day.
Yeah, I know we did. I really felt at that time that we were close to doing... I don't know what I was going through so many different emotions at that time in my life.
Puberty.
Well, puberty, I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, it wore off anyway, so.
It's just a terrible time period. It's just terrible. Who needs it? The women don't need it.
No.
The girls.
No.
The girls don't need it. I'm looking at photos of my life, just to go through photos. And I've been talking to my friend Chris and Les, who are friends of mine since I first moved out here in the late 70s, early 80s. And we're looking at photos from that time. So I'm starting to get, it's good. I'm just recommending it.
Yeah.
It brings your memory. I started to remember the names of the people in my class that I'm looking at.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't in the war.
Maybe put together a little book for the home.
I haven't been concussed.
Andy's Book of Triggers, we can call it.
I swear to God, the only exception I'm making to you being the MC of my last few days is if you do too many Alzheimer's jokes.
Okay. How about the tote board? How many times can I go to the tote board?
Well, that one will always make me laugh.
All right.
I just don't want you to be making a lot of...
And it's going to be your EKG machine.
Oh, it's going down. Hey, when your pulse gets to 30, sell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got blood oxygen over 92%.
Give him a back. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Hey, Andy. The guy in ICU says, if you're not going to use that ventilator that much, which it doesn't seem like you are, can you let it go? Oh, it's ironic, Andy, in a way that you had a CPAP machine, and now you're taking your last 10 minutes on another situation, another sucking. It's all about breath with you. You used to hyperventilate.
Well, death and comedy are the same. You go until you see the light.
I listened to the show today and I was getting annoyed at not the whole show, don't get crazy.
Just through the fight?
Oh no. The fight was this week?
Yeah.
Oh my God. People are probably saying I'm a terrible human being and they're probably saying, Josh is so nice. Why does he put up with it? Did you see Susan put up a picture of Fred Willard? That's a great picture.
Put it up where?
She's on Instagram. Don't say anything. She's keeping it on the down. I shouldn't even be talking about it. But she's under her own name now.
Okay.
She's under her own name now on Instagram.
Okay. Well, I'll join up.
I think I'm following you on Instagram, aren't I?
I don't know.
If I am, just show me some samples of the work you do? Okay, that was the kind of laugh that might have bothered me when I was listening today.
Yeah.
But I really feel like I feel like if you do listen to yourself, and this is where your job is, I assume, hard, or you compartmentalize it. You can't learn that much about yourself by listening over and over. In other words, like, you'll just start to hate things.
Yeah, that's true. I do.
Mostly me or you?
I hate us both.
No, but mostly you. What do you hate most about me when you listen back? Is it the sound? Is it the endless pontificating? Is it how I push things the extra step? You go, look, if obviously I'm annoying you, and I go, well, maybe I can annoy you for 15 more seconds without him hanging up. Right. What's the worst part of it? What's the worst part of it for you?
I don't compartmentalize. It's all awful.
Oh, that's terrible. That's why you're not Bill Clinton.
That's right.
You can't do it. You cannot do it.
I cannot. Also, I don't like people.
Well, he likes people?
He does.
Oh, he is kind of a people guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, buddy? I hope I'm never called Bubba by anybody, for real or not real.
I think you're more likely to be called Bubby than Bubby.
That's right. I think I have a very Jewish vibe. I don't know about what you think. I made you laugh. You think it's easy making you laugh after all these years?
That's the one thing I do find is I give the same laugh to things when I'm editing that I gave when it was happening.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Have you seen Bill Maher? We tried to watch Bill. No, we didn't try to watch Bill Maher, but I feel like I don't want to deny. Like Susan doesn't like. Nobody likes Bill Maher, but we used to both like to watch that show 20 years ago when it was like one of the few shows that was on like that.
Yeah.
And now it's like there's nothing he can do. He's doing a thing where he has like fake laugh tracks and things.
Yeah, he's terrible without an audience.
Yeah. He's just, you really get the point of why it's like you almost, I see. He's really kind of a negative, unhappy, me too, but I put a little zest into it.
Yeah, but on the show from home, it's like, well, yeah, he looks as lonely as he should be.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It doesn't look like there's a party. You don't want to go over his house and join the party, right?
No.
I have enjoyed. I've enjoyed some Colbert when he gets serious. He's good sometimes. I don't watch anybody religiously like every night. Is there any home show you love?
Any home show?
Yeah, like show you've seen that's at home. You go, this guy's even better. Well, I don't think you're watching.
Oh, I gotcha. No, I think John Oliver has done a good job of adapting.
Right. You were saying that. You were saying you enjoy him. I should give him a shot now, since I don't usually gravitate towards. Who do I gravitate towards? And the mirrors? I usually gravitate towards mirrors. Do you notice I gravitate towards the sound of my own voice?
I did notice that, yes. That's why you're constantly walking in a circle.
I can't think of, but you don't think someone's so narcissistic that they love, like you think Trump loves the way he sounds? I sound great. He's got to know.
I don't know what he thinks his shortcomings are, honestly. I mean, obviously they exist, but you wonder if he's giving himself finger guns in the mirror the way he did in 1982 anymore.
I think Paul McCartney does that too.
Probably, yeah, probably. He probably has a little slogan to start the day too. Toppermost of the poppermost. Right.
I've never seen that movie. I realize that thing you do all the way through. Is it good?
Yeah, I have a great affinity for it.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie. I mean, it's light fare, but it's a fun movie all the way through.
Yeah, it's kind of like a movie that's almost like The Hard Day's Night.
I mean, it's a Tom Hanks wet dream, you know.
That's true. I thought all the war movies were his wet dream. Not really. Why am I putting him down? He's a nice man. He does stuff. He does nice work. Leave him alone.
I just said I like the movie a lot. It's one.
Well, I don't.
It's one that I will frequently remote drop on if I'm flipping around.
I like that one song. Ba-da-ba-ba-doo, bo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. You know, Susan has told me I can't do this. I have to pay her $10.
Really?
In the house. When I go, if I do any I agree to it. If I do any version of bang, boom, bing.
Really? Can I get some sort of lower rate even?
I thought we're both doing I thought it was something we both do.
Ah, okay.
Like you also, tobacco, you know, that kind of thing. Guacamole.
Yeah, that wouldn't piss her off as much, though.
Probably, because that would indicate that I'm working on material.
Because I would use it as the end of her bits, the way I use it at the end of yours.
You're not marrying my wife. It's that's switching.
All
it's not wife swap.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. Okay. I see what you're doing. I see where it's going.
Yes, I'm reverse psychologying you into wife swapping.
I've decided that any time men my age just even bring up any kind of subject that even sounds like it goes sexual. Just creepy. And you know how creepy it is talking about my soft penis? When I talk about my soft penis all the time.
I do know how creepy it is.
Yeah. Imagine me doing flirting. I'm not flirting.
No,
I'm just saying don't.
I mean, yeah, I think defective suits you better than lech.
I think that should be the follow-up movie to Fletch.
Just lech.
Chevy Chase. Yeah, Chevy Chase and Lech.
You just put on a bunch of different costumes and are a dick to women. I don't think that's much different than Chevy Chase.
It's not. You know, they haven't called. I don't see them calling to confirm the speech. Is that a good sign?
Were they just spitballing before, or was it?
I don't know. I thought it was a done deal.
Okay.
But don't you think if it's a done deal, let's say it's a done deal, and you have worked with me for how many years? They've worked with me and know how late I am on things.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think they would get me? Come on, you got that speech. It's a month away. I don't know. I'm so hoping it doesn't go through.
Are you
everything
now?
Else.
Are you now?
No. I want work.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to pull the cameo trigger.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am. Because I need money. First of all, I don't want to get into any argument where I sound defensive, which I'll sound in one second. What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
No, it's fine. It's just it's another Kindler. Let's mock it for 2 years, then do it.
But I just realized, who am I that I think, why do I think I'm going to be immune from this quarantine? I don't got the money rolling in.
Yeah.
I got to keep, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you.
I may teach comedy traffic school.
Yeah, I think that's next. Remotely on Zoom.
Yeah, let's do it. Me and you, let's do it.
Yes.
Hey, Josh, tell the people what a yellow light means.
I will, for 7 hours.
Oh, you can't tell me that a 7-hour comedy thing is better than a 7-hour where the guy's not trying to be funny.
You absolutely cannot tell me that it's better in any way.
Unless it was someone you loved, but they wouldn't be doing it.
No, they wouldn't.
I got sick the night before. I know I told that story. I got sick to my stomach to prevent me from going to work for the Let Us Amuse You. Lettuce, amuse you. Traffic school.
Yeah, that's such a weird way to go for the pun. For a traffic school.
You know,
if it was produce training.
Yes. I know. That's one of those things where you hear it. It's almost like you're baking me crazy.
Yeah.
You hear it and you still, once you know it, you still you still have to stop every once in a while and go, I still can't believe it was named that.
I would go with like fundatory.
Fundatory. That would be too cerebral.
Yeah.
Let Us Amuse You is like hilarious. That's like someone who goes, it's just funny when I say words. Let Us Amuse. I'm surprised it's not Let Us Amuse HUGH.
And
then people are, who's
like you with the U-turn sign. Let us amuse you.
That's too clever. That's too clever. Because that's traffic related.
Yeah.
Related to traffic. What's the matter with you?
Okay, let us amuse EWE.
Oh man. Those were the days though. Those were the days before when I just started stand up. I had no money. I wonder, had I started stand up? Oh no, I had. That would be a terrible thing. If you're telling me
you were doing comedy traffic school as a musician? That would be weird.
That's so stupid. Or as a choice, I go, let me get used to the comedy of the comedy traffic school first.
Right.
Then I'll try a club.
Well, you know,
get those crowds.
Maybe that's how Bud Anderson got his 7 hours.
Oh, he did. I want to be farting something. That was one of his classics. He said to me, I don't know why they love it. It's like a simple thing. But I go, I want to be farting something, and they love it, he says to me.
So I do it every night for 15 years.
Oh, when did you meet? Let's call him Bud Anderson.
What year?
I mean, when? Yeah. Oh, it was just in the Midwest, right? It was just like your.
Yeah,
it was just when you were on the road. He was on the road the same time.
Yeah, probably 1989.
And how many times did you work with him?
I think I actually worked with him just 1 week, and then I ran into him when he was in Minneapolis doing some stages.
Right. There was another comic named Ken Aubrey, and he's AABRY. He changed his name to that, Aubrey,
yeah.
as if you were AAA.
So he'd be the first in the comic directory.
It's exactly right. It sounds strange the way you say it, but there were many comedy directories back then. Oh, Kenny Aubrey.
In the hello pages.
And here was one of his, should I torture you with one of his jokes?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Sure.
So my daughter, I don't know if he had a daughter. He said he had a daughter, 10-year-old daughter. You know, we're at the Macy's, and she's looking over in the jeans aisle, and she's pointing and she's saying, "Daddy, guess." Okay, let's see if I know you're going to be able to get this joke, but why is that good if you did? Guess. So finally, I said to her, "Go ahead, Josh."
I guess you're getting Levi's.
That would be funny. No. That's funny. That's a funny line. He said, "Guess again."
Ah, okay.
And that was like a 3-minute bit by the time he put all the sugar and pepper in it,
Right.
Wrapped it up.
Sure. Oh, there's so many funny names for clothing these days. There's Guess. I can't. And there's...
Oh, I love terrible, terrible bits.
Then there's Louis Vuitton. Vuitton what? Guess. I don't know.
Did I tell you that Susan just launched into me? She launched into what sounded like James Adomian's version of me. Just she's watching TV and the story comes up about Helsinki, and she says, "Helsinki, what's next? Heaven Sinky?"
Yeah, it's.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, she's tiring of you.
Well, I mean, I'm laughing only because not to cry, basically.
Good.
Not to cry. No, I'm amazed
mechanism.
that I feel better now than I felt like a week ago. Does that mean you're going insane, or what does that mean?
I don't know. Back when you yelled at me about butter, what is that?
You say to me, just say, "I don't think potatoes are that healthy." Just say that to me.
I don't think potatoes are that healthy to eat every day.
What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking shit? Fuck up.
Oh, good. I'm getting a lecture from a sugar monkey.
No, I am a sugar monkey. That is exactly what I am. Oh, God, you nailed me on that one. Look, are you telling me that everybody doesn't have a roll of Necco wafers before they go to sleep every night?
I watched, have you watched Adventures in Psychedelics or whatever it is called?
I wanted to. Is it different episodes or is it all one thing?
I think it's all one thing.
Okay. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
How is it?
It was like going to the worst fucking party I've ever been to.
Oh, it's everybody's story of their thing?
Yes. Watch it as a doubleheader with guess about the dream I had last night.
Hey, what are you going to do with that?
If you're still awake at the end, maybe it's traffic stories.
Are you going to? Who's taking this? This is your bit.
I am now.
Oh, but you didn't know. You didn't know it was good. Anything we can put in the speech, if there is a speech, let me know.
All right. No, if you want to do it in the speech, rather.
I don't even remember it.
All right. Well, luckily it's recorded.
And now we're fighting over it like a. There's nobody more greedy. It's not that I'm greedy. It's like, yeah, I mean, it is greedy, but it's just something off-putting about me. Wait, I think I'm ready for another therapy session. When I start to get into this dialogue,
Yeah.
look, Josh, no matter how much you slice it, I'm a fucking idiot.
That's right. There's really no way you're going to come up good.
Yes. Yeah. You could say yes, somewhat normal intelligence maybe. You could say if you put 5 rocks in a room and if they had to answer questions, I'd get as many as them. But just really, you're never going to say, boy, this guy had a lot up top.
The only time I like this guy is when he's answering email questions. Then he's funny.
Andy, do you like England? Do I like it? When you say England, I wonder why they call it England. There's no land attached to it. Thank you.
Turn right.
I'll be there all week.
Turn right to Greenland.
You know, when I was 18 or 19, I used to think it was hilarious to say, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the group, and I hope we pass the audition.
Yeah.
I would say it in the parties. I'd say it when there weren't parties.
Did you do the beginning too? Sweet Loretta Fudge, she thought she was a cleaner, but she was a frying pan.
This is why you are the king, my friend. I've heard it 75 times, and I never have heard that yet. All I could hear was the one part that I was going to do my impression of.
Well, we all
like to thank. We all have our bivouacs.
Yeah, sure.
No, you have well, you know, you must have the impressionists. I know I'm sounding like an idiot, but you have an impressionist ear. You're not an impressionist. You have a good ear for voices. I mean, you are an impressionist, but I don't have to call you a specific title. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not on the business card.
Yeah, you don't want it on the business card. No. Although I would put it on if I had your business card. Oof. Am I wrong about this? Where are we today? Do we a half hour even? Let's see.
I think we're right at about.
When I was going to college, in those days you used to have a glass eyes. Now you have plastic. When you have glass eyes, sometimes you get a little bit too much suppuration if it's in the hot weather. So you take the eye out in order to give the socket a rest. Blah blah blah. But at any rate, my friends there at college, they stole it. I took the thing, and I didn't have any eye, and I was walking around no eye, and then I put over here my hand like this here, and I had a handkerchief over it, and they said, hey, come on, let's go into town, and we're going to hear Earl Gardner. He was playing jazz piano. We went down there, and we said, come on, get up around the piano, and when I got up around the piano, he had a little jigger of gin, and at one point I looked down, and I'll be a son of a gun, there was my eye. They put it right in the jigger of gin. The alcohol wiped away all the veins. It didn't have any veins in it.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day to you,
right?
Too.
Happy Hump Day. Don't you wish you worked in an office sometimes and you could have those kind of... They don't even say that in an office.
I don't think they do, especially after they did that camel Geico commercial.
I don't know. I don't know which one that is. Where's the one that he's cracking up? There's one where the gecko is out doing outtakes.
Yeah. They're all great. They're all great.
Well, come on, fellas. Come on. They don't look like. Come on, fellas. That's the only way I can do an Australian accent is to use the words from another Australian. They look like. I liked having a night off. Now that mean if that results in that we only have a 12-minute show this week, maybe we'll feel bad. But I liked having a day to think about things, clean my palate, which had gotten very dirty, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad you got some palate cleaning in. Good.
Yeah, you know, I had that injury to my palate, right?
Did you scrub it with the sorbet all day?
I did it, right?
That was pretty Woody Woodpeckerish, yes.
It's really I think it's sad. I think to start at my age doing cartoon voices is sad.
It does have a sort of regressive quality, I'll say.
Oh, check this out. How's it going? I'm a duck. Hey, where's Mickey? I'm a duck.
Those aren't that much different than the noises you usually make.
That's true. Who's this one? Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
My little bunny rabbit.
See, now that's the thing I was telling you about the other week, where the guy's
I know. It's the abominable snowman. We went through this.
Oh, but it's not Lenny. Lenny, and the guy kills him at the end of the play.
It is the abominable snowman as characterized like the of Mice and Men.
Sounds like Fireside Theater, I'll tell you that. I just slammed the group that I think I liked.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with, actually, to be honest with you. Why would I lie to you about that? But I don't think I know their stuff at all.
That was the big, I know their stuff a little bit now, but they were a big, all the Mystery Science Theater guys were very well versed in it.
Almost too well versed? I'm not even kidding around, but if I was
they quoted it like, people quote Monty Python and that, they quoted it heavily.
Right.
And it was the one real gap I had in terms of, I just couldn't play along.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that I wasn't a member of the Rat Pack when they were doing, Amos and Andy or whatever the hell they were doing.
All right.
That seems wrong to me. I'm surprised Sammy didn't stop it.
You think?
What was that comment based on the relative lack of power of Sammy and that?
Yeah, I think you got a lot out of my you think.
Tomorrow I have the remainders of my life. Like the stuff that they could figure out was in the house to send to me that they don't even know. I think my brother packed a lot of garbage and put it.
When in doubt, ship it out.
Yes, because he went out of his way 6 or 7 times to go, yeah, your nephew Bill and I were like saying, who's this belong to? Send it in Andy's box.
Let's get it out of the state.
That's going to be. And Susan's, I'll tell you something, Susan's not looking forward to more things.
I bet she's not.
So I spent, before this podcast tonight.
That box or boxes of stuff are going to cause trouble on so many levels.
I wonder. No, these are like school papers.
I know, but that's what I mean. I mean, there'll be the emotional walk down memory lane problems. Then there'll be the actual physical stuff problems.
Yes.
I know. I know this because I have boxes of shit that my brother shipped to me from my mom's house.
Now, what did you eventually do with it? Is it still there?
Well, some of them are still boxes of stuff.
Yeah. This is where
my brother did it. I have to say, my brother did a super shitty job of sending them to me too.
Why? How did he mess it up?
There was like broken shit. There was like, he just did not. He did a terrible job of packing.
And he would cop to that, right? He's not.
Yeah, absolutely. He gives himself way more shit than I ever would. And there was literally there's this dagger that was literally like stabbed through the side of the box.
You could have killed somebody. Could have been killed.
I know.
I don't see what's so ethicist about that. All right, yeah. We're all ganging up on someone that can't respond. Wow, can you believe this? You lost your parents that long ago. Well, you lost your parents preternaturally early.
Yeah, pretty early, pretty young.
Is that the right word?
I don't know if you needed.
I don't think it is. I don't think I need it.
I think unnaturally would have been better than preternaturally.
I don't think I need the word in any case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a word I should be slinging around.
No.
I mean, it makes me look loquacious. I'm not sure what that word means. I think it means talk likes to talk.
Talkative, yes. You are in fact loquacious.
Oh, I definitely am. And I did realize
not so erudite, but pretty loquacious.
Huh? Well, that's not a word that means smart, because if I didn't know that word, that would mean I'm really an idiot then.
No. You're not. No.
You're getting better at even the very first fake reassurance of me of sounding like I'm an idiot. Oh, no. You're such a smart man. In fact, I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, one thing about that Andy, he's got a lot in the ball in the brain department.
That's right. When God was giving out brains, he got in line.
Yes. And I said to him once, how many fingers do you have in each hand? Boom, 5. Boom. Just like that, without even thinking about it. He didn't think about it, but he did count them. And we'll be back with more stupid jokes. from Andy Kindler. Stupid. Jokes at the expense of myself.
Yes.
From Andy Kindler.
Right.
I did learn more about myself from reading this book called Mindsight. And the idea is that, maybe I've said this before, so if I'm repeating myself, but the idea is that if you have two good caregivers, and that would be like a mom and a father, or two moms or whatever, and a pizza place, they are mirroring you. You are mirroring them from an early age, and they're giving you consistent feedback that you can bank on for life, Josh.
Right.
Bank on it for life. But if your mother, say, was very depressed, and so you're looking at her, and she's not really mirroring. She's not mirroring so much,
right,
as giving me a look back. That's what I didn't get. I got that kind of thing. So then you learn not to trust anything, and to not trust yourself. And I've been noticing recently that I have been saying sorry like a record amount of times. Sorry, which I think is the grieving plus the that thing coming up.
That extra level of fear of abandonment.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I could say no, it's not. I'm comfortable, but then I wouldn't be saying every 5 minutes, Susan, how am I doing now?
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, that part of that is just that you're not getting any of the regular off-gassing of approval.
That's true. That's true. You get I didn't even think about that.
You're just not.
The regular things in life. The regular things and how you doing? How's it going, neighbor?
Right. Well, plus being on a stage.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and even I do a nice set at the mail place every day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
In fact, I wish that I always thought if that's all I had to do, I'd be happy with that kind of life. Get the mail, get something to eat, come home, and that's a good day. Relax. But probably now is not a good time period to think about taking it easy financially.
Well, it depends where you're sitting.
Well, I tried to refinance my mortgage today.
Yeah.
And they said, you may say you made a lot of money in 2018 and 2019. You might have W-2s or whatever you're calling those. But the bank is going to want to see like tax returns. So it comes back to me again.
Yeah.
But anybody out there in our listening audience, now is a really great time. If you're we're at 4.25%, which could have been, if I told you that in 1980, you would have said, how could you get such an amazing
What
rate?
What are you financing with Gotti?
But I thought Gotti would charge more.
Yes, I know.
I thought you went Gado. I thought you were going with a Gado thing.
No, I was going with just some sort of crime. I was looking for some sort of crime. But of course you're right that generally your mafia loans are a higher rate.
You mean just with the VIG? You got to count the VIG.
Exactly. It was flawed. It was a flawed reference.
It was a flawed reference. But I remember having a credit card, my first credit cards, they were like 25%. My first regular credit cards.
Yeah, I remember those days.
And then you wonder, how come this credit card balance is...
Why can't I pay it off?
Yeah. Oh, you have to pay it off. Oh, well, that's a different thing. That's me taking a sip of something.
Yeah.
Once I got picked up in my car by a, whatever those things were, Ubers. What were they called? Lifts and Ubers?
Something like that.
And I recognized the guy, and the guy who was driving me was a comic, very funny comic. And he hadn't been doing, he had problem, I think he had cancer and stuff like that. But,
I'm sure he was thrilled to see you.
Well, actually, luckily we were friends.
Yeah.
We were friends. So then, he says to me, he takes me, he goes, is it true? I heard, that you had a record amount of credit card debt. Which I guess was going around the comedy business in the late 80s, was that I had $60,000 or $70,000 on my credit cards.
Well, I remember you saying it out loud, so
yes.
that probably helped it along.
Well, 70,000 back in the late 80s was more than it is today.
Yeah, it's a lot on a card.
But now it doesn't seem like, now I think that now I feel like I feel there's no safety, there's no inherent safety in our current position in life.
Well, you have
Like
you have your brother.
Well, I have my brother. Okay, so I'm in the best shape of all of us. I can supply the masks and all that kind of a thing.
I'd like to think I have your brother for all I've done for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just come in. Just come in when I go in. When I go into his house, you go in. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, I forgot what my last point was, but it couldn't have been that.
There's no inherent safety net, was your point.
Yeah, there is no safety net. Oh, yeah. For example, like, thank you for reminding me of that, because I was going down to the condo, and I looked at one of the neighbors or something. I was like, I know people warned me about a condo, but I'm relying on 16 other schmucks like me or whatever. What if everybody starts going down? We're all going down, right?
Right.
What happens?
They start selling to meth labs.
Hey, that might not be bad. No, I mean, it's just, so I realized the only thing I know that I'm very happy about, Mr. Weinstein, is that I am paying less money than I would be paying for renting now to own the condo.
That's good.
And that's, so I mean, now people are going to say you can get something for less than $2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in LA, but I don't think, not that easy.
No, really not that easy.
What is the point of this? To make others feel bad?
Not for grown-ups, at least.
Right, but am I trying to make others feel bad, or am I bragging, or am I just saying I'm happy?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's not quite bragging, because it's not that impressive.
No, it's not. At least I'm not south of Ventura.
Right.
No, south of Ventura is better, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got the hills. All right.
Yeah, no,
forget it.
Yeah. No, then you'd be bragging if you were south of Ventura.
Yeah, I don't live in Panoramic City. Would that be a good slam?
That's good. Yeah, sure.
Is Panoramic City, is it that panoramic? Really? Okay, I'm sorry about that joke. You don't have to answer.
It's very nice.
Is that like very nice?
Yes. Very nice.
It's very nice. Where do you live? It's very nice. I know it's a good area. But what's the name of the area?
Very nice.
Okay. I accept. You fuckface. I accept that you like it. Now tell me the goddamn name of your city, asshole.
Very nice.
I'm very impressed with my ability to wait.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not Jack Benny like.
I think eventually we'll have an hour of silence in the show.
That should be the last show.
Yes.
Fittingly. Maybe we should end like The Sopranos.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, Josh, hang up.
I think
ultimate last hang up.
I think people thought that might happen last week with the fight.
Did the fight sound that like?
No, it really didn't. Oh. It was even less testy than it felt at the time.
I like the way M made me laugh when she said, "I don't want my parents fighting." People rely on us for a positive view of the world.
Oh God, I hope so.
I hope not. That would be terrible. Oh, thank God. The guys from Thought Spiral will be here to talk me out of this tailspin.
That's right.
And then it's Andy. Yeah. Hey, Josh, is this thing going to get better with Trump or what? Did you hear the new Thought Spiral? They're not too high on Trump. They're concerned about him.
I am kind of looking forward to him having his
yay
standing in front of 12,000 people in a viral fire hose position.
I hope that he lives on Tulsa time and it slows down. I'm so excited. I want these people sweaty. I want them in there. How come this jerk doesn't get COVID though? What is this jerk doing?
Well,
do you think it's because he's not human?
This is the best shot, I think. Because they're not going to be wearing masks.
Right.
Because they're trying to impress daddy.
And then they're yelling.
And they'll be yelling and chanting stupid shit directly in his direction. Everyone will be facing him as they project. From behind and in front.
You know what we should do? We should make up a story, one of these fake news stories about someone named so that they can yell. Put a in jail.
Did you hear took a shit on the flag?
Oh my God. And I hope, here's what I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that when they get, there's no hand sanitizer. I hope there's no bathrooms. That's what I'm hoping.
I hope there are, and I hope they're poorly ventilated.
I do like the idea of Trump breath circulating amongst the mouth. They're also mouth breathers, aren't they? I don't like to use that one. I apologize for the last one.
You don't like mouth breathers? It seems pretty innocuous.
I know. You know what it is? I just realized why it bothers me. I'm afraid it's going to come, if they start making fun of stupid people, it comes back to me.
Don't worry, you have your CPAP machine.
I thought about that. But do you know that when you said ready, that was the exact same time tonight. We should get married or call it off.
We really should.
You know what? I'm running out of things to watch. I think.
I don't think you are. I think you're just doing it poorly.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. Did you ever see the original Scarface?
Paul
Muni?
I don't think I have.
It's Howard Hawks directed it.
Yeah.
I know. I was listening to Howard Hawks was an interview with Bogdanovich and Howard Hawks on Ben Mankiewicz's show, and so they were talking about Scarface like it was supposed to be a pretty amazing movie, but it was back. They only had like a few movies then, right, in the 30s or something.
No, they had plenty of movies.
Well, they had a movie a year between 1929 and 42, right?
Right. I think that's about it. It averaged out. Some years they didn't have any. Some years they had two.
Aha. Here's something I was thinking about the other day, though, Josh, and you can give me your feedback on it or punch me in the face virtually. I was thinking, why did photography come before audio? What am I trying to say? Sound.
Yeah.
Or did it?
It absolutely came well before sound, yeah.
Right, because it was in the 1850s or something like that.
Yeah, even earlier, but it was, yeah. But Matthew Brady had a storefront in the 1860s, 1850s. And
to answer my own question, I guess it maybe was more slightly easily or discoverable of how to do it. I don't know. Why did I bring it up? I just think it's amazing that it's only been 100 and do you realize like not that far from 150 or 160 years or whatever it's been since we've had both film and sound that's reproduced.
Yeah.
Can you do one of those ones like a Three Stooges whistle? Ha, ha. Oh, it's unbelievable. When you get off the phone, do you sometimes say, I do these voices so much better than a guy who can barely do them?
I'm still pondering your question.
Yeah.
And it was it was purely the order of invention.
It was all the order of invention. That's exactly right.
But the other thing is that photography didn't require electricity.
That's it. I think that's it. I think that, and now we'll go to the bonus round. Which came first? The electric egg or the chicken? Yeah, because electricity is not easy. And I know you told me it would be easy, but it wasn't. But you know what I learned though, Josh? And I know it sounds, I think people listening to this show go, I think Andy might be purposefully sounding stupid. It's hard to tell. But I once read the encyclopedia when I was like, not the whole encyclopedia, but I looked up color television and I wanted to see how it was explained. And I said, I would never, how are these things invented? And then I realized they're not that the describing of it comes after the invention of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like they learned all these sophisticated things without first sensing them. Like with a magnifying glass or a microscope. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying I could be an inventor, but who's the guy from Minnesota who seems to have done pretty damn well with the inventions?
Bob Dylan?
No, he makes bedding. He makes bedding items from Minnesota, hometown favorite, very positive guy.
Yeah.
He's always, yeah.
Charles Lindbergh?
No, but the same mindset.
Hates Jews, right? Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Minnesota. Every time I think of Minnesota, I think
I think of my home state of Minnesota very often, and it's not a pretty picture.
I know. Is it, what am I asking you? You're not there. What's your brother's sense of everything now? Of the changes.
I can't give.
Okay, just go on. I didn't mean to ask it. I
I like that you're like, you're going. I mean, they're bad questions. They're bad questions. Don't get me wrong. But you're going for questions. You're trying to engage in an outward way, and I like it.
Yeah. Now you have siblings, am I correct? Oh man,
what does your brother feel like about Tabasco?
Now, your brother's from Minneapolis. He must have some. It's like my mother would. This is exactly what my mother would say. Andy, you're a bartender. Fix your Uncle Sandy a scotch and soda. Andy. I'm trying to make up that you know more. You're more, have your finger on the pulse in Minneapolis.
Probably more than you, but not much. Since I live like 3 blocks closer.
Right. I got my first gig canceled today, but I thought I had already canceled it.
I thought
it was that Comedy Loft thing in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, they went out of business, right?
Yeah, they went out of business. Oh, that's why he sent it to me. It was the first casualty, he said, of the quarantine.
Yeah.
They were really on because they had me do a thing. They were trying to raise money for the club, and they were raising money for the club by doing. I don't understand these things.
They were raising money for the club by bringing you in.
Well, that wasn't. They didn't. Obviously, it didn't work. But they played the match game. It's like who's going to tune in? I don't get it. Good luck to everybody.
This club is going under faster than blank.
This club is going bankrupt, you said? Faster than blank. I couldn't think of one lady from that time period.
Didn't do any add-on whatsoever.
Oh. When Charles got home and saw Virginia, he got excited. Oh my God. Sometimes I wanted to kill myself even as a child. I got burnt out on game shows, but I did love them at one point. Someone save it. Pull it out of the fire, Josh. Come on, pull this conversation. Pull the match game out of the fire.
Ask me another incisive question, Proust.
Okay. Now, have you ever been to one of those state fairs? The state fairs.
Oh, yeah.
In Minneapolis?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who I meant to ask you about? And I bet you don't get a lot of people asking this, but that Prairie Home Companion guy. Is he as nice as he seems?
He is if you're a lady. He's really nice.
Oh, he likes the ladies. He's a little handsy. Crystalia has not having a good day.
It's fair. It is fun to watch that wave of Schadenfreude go through Twitter.
I actually had to take a Xanax. I was so excited. I never could. Something's. You know what I mean? It's like I say, thank God. Now this is going to sound terrible because it's not really true, but thank God I was not born any more handsome than I am, or handsome at all, if you want to go there, so that I couldn't get myself into trouble. But I don't think it's just that you're handsome. I think you have to be up to no good.
Yeah, I think that's. I think you probably could have handled some more handsome before getting into trouble.
What? What do you say? But I know that you called me up today. You were almost in tears because you said it's like with Picasso. You find out things, can you still enjoy?
Right. You don't. It's like you don't want to meet your heroes.
Okay, if there's a Montreal, can we use that one?
Sure.
I asked them to check on it today.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, people don't usually delay on making a deal because things are happening. They usually delay when they're trying to go, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah, no, I'd like to know if it's happening. I actually have a page of jokes started.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What was that last joke I should have written down?
Never Meet Your Heroes, about Chris Dillon.
Never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes. And also, how could it possibly live up to your concept of what being with Chris D'Elia would be like? It can only be disappointing.
That's right.
Well, I think we banged that into the ground. Hopefully that'll still be relevant. That's all I care about. I don't care about lives being shattered.
Yeah.
I hope this is still in the news in July.
I gotta believe that a Chris D'Elia joke will still work in 3 weeks.
Hey, if there wasn't a Chris D'Elia, we'd have to invent him.
That's right.
Is he, but he seems like what they're saying is true. We don't know. We know nothing about nothing. But he's one of those comics who does horrible material, and he seems extremely superficial. Yeah. And he seems, you wouldn't imagine, but in his spare time, he's like Mother Teresa.
Well, I think you can officially now call him a poor man's Dane Cook.
Oh, it just sounds sad, though. I feel bad for Dane. And what's the other guy's name? Chris D'Elia. You've never even seen his act, is what I would say. You've never seen that guy do 1 minute of stand-up.
I've never seen him in person doing a minute of stand-up. I think I've seen a minute. I think I've seen him maybe online or something.
If you think about it,
but it's vibe-wise, not really my vibration.
No,
that I got immediately.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Here's what my problem is. I have can't be silent for a second-itis. Can't be quiet can't even allow my mind to not think for a half second. Isms.
Is that in general or just tonight?
Oh, I know. I was right. I think it was kind of doing... No, I think it's true. No, I think it's true. It's true about me.
Okay.
It's true about me. Absolutely. I could really learn from more silence.
Well, I won't circle back and recommend meditation for you again, but...
You should.
Now, what would be the
Because that's
point?
what I'm not doing. That would be the main thing.
You just totally seem like Mr. Meditation candidate, but I can't.
Yes.
I can't preach about it because I don't meditate.
Yeah, but you may not need to, and I do need to. I need to quiet my mind down. I don't think I should smoke less pot, though. Seems like I got that totally.
You got that licked.
Yeah. I think I'm smoking more from the quarantine.
Yeah, I haven't exactly. I haven't gone easy.
Yeah, I feel it's like it's going to be sluggish for as long as we can imagine.
Yeah, I just don't know how. I mean, production will creep back in, but that's sort of irrelevant to both of us at the moment. But but live gigs, I don't see how that comes back in any timely fashion.
Oh, anytime soon.
Because I think there's going to be clubs that go under. There's going to be more clubs that go under. And there's going to be, it's going to be a long time before they can come up to capacity. And therefore, it's going to be a long time before they can pay anyone.
Yeah. I was cheered up by the fact that they found some steroid that was working good with people in ICU. So maybe they'll have more of those things by the fall or the winter or...
Yeah.
Maybe I should how if I find a cab? Me and you, we get a cabin somewhere. And all we do is the podcast.
I'm okay this way, honestly.
Me too. Oh, believe me, I could do a lot worse than what I'm doing right now, which is eating nicely.
Yeah.
Not catching any diseases.
Yeah, why get a cabin is my point.
Oh, that's true. I guess it would be, I guess I'm thinking of the survival. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Well, we can't get a cabin unless you do your taxes anyway, so.
Yeah, I just think that's when you know that you're getting signals from the universe. Well, yeah, it'd be nice if you could get a refinance, Andy. We have to know what you've made and it's got to be an official document.
Right.
Oh, you work for yourself and you haven't done your taxes in 3 years?
Sounds
Great.
Good.
But the rates are getting lower, my friend.
I know.
But you're down low, right, on yours?
I'm okay. I mean, I could probably do better, but it's just I'm terrified of the paperwork.
Here's the thing. The only reason why I even attempted it was if you go to your existing bank, it's a lot less hassle.
Yeah.
Unless they sold the loan.
Right.
What was the name of that bank that you went with? It was one of the smaller banks. I'm setting me up good now. So what was
I went to Dave's bank.
That's could be a little too small.
Well, it was a.
Was Dave there?
It was a pop-up bank.
I love those Capital Ones. I mean, I didn't even know Capital One. Like, we're not like a regular bank. Well, you're not a bank, so just open up a coffee shop. You're not. I don't understand what you're trying to invent.
Right. I know.
We're not about money or doing the banking.
We're about half-hearted coffee.
Yeah, you like poor, lowest common denominator coffee, don't you?
A lot of people have been saying, I like the bank, but I wish I could hang out there longer.
The bank is too specific for people.
Let the bank be your third place.
All right, so after working out, we'll go to the bank again. We'll go to the bank, right?
Well, I was thinking we would work out at the bank.
I'm writing it down. Banco Pop you 24/7.
Hey, while you're up, get me a bank burger.
Yeah, that would be great if all the food at the bank restaurant had bank names. The certificate of tasty. It's quite a life that we've led to here. There's nothing. We have no. Remember when we used to manufacture things?
I'll have a deposity melt. You had to know I was still thinking on that, did you?
I didn't know. But the deposity melt. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I think we've done it again, Andy.
What? What are you trying to? I mean,
you're so bad at this.
No.
You're terrible at the hanging up game.
No. And you notice I haven't hung up. You were wrong. You thought I was going with, well, all right. Are you gone now?
You're the brunt of your own jokes.
Of course. That's the best way.
Are there negative consequences that you've found with that, or isn't there?
No. It's the best way to be accepted. You have to fight for acceptance because, all right, let me explain. Especially, here's what happens with women comics. Comedy is an aggressive, hostile act. And that is not acceptable in a woman. Think about the Madonna thing, the motherhood, the nurturing role, the wife. Okay, now a woman steps out of the Madonna role. She's standing up in front of you naked as a jaybird, ego hanging out, telling you, I'm going to make you laugh. Right away, it's hostile, it's aggressive, and you have to get around that. So telling them that you're not perfect and laughing about it is a fine way to be accepted. Then you can go on with the other stuff. First, you got to attack yourself. Otherwise, they might not know you're kidding.
Hi, happy Friday. Okay, how are you?
What's your question, sir?
Okay, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, hello. We have Adolf Hitler here for the entire hour. Line 3, Dayton, Ohio, what's your question for Adolf Hitler?
Mr. Hitler, did you prefer acrylics or oils?
Please put it in the form of a question, and the topic must be genocide. And now we go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hello.
Mr. Larry, I'm a huge fan of your show, and I was wondering...
Do you have a question? I insist that you ask things in the question, and so it makes the format of the show boring.
Larry.
Now ask a question.
Larry, how many millions of people have you killed?
Well, maybe... Why can't I stay in character?
How are you?
Hello. I used to be able to do them better. Hello.
It's a good Lucille Ball.
Do you know he's still alive? I know you said he wasn't, but I found out he was.
No, I knew he was.
I know you knew he was.
I knew it.
He does good shows now, too. He does miracle oil that'll make your toes grow into your head. He does...
You can't tell. I mean, you just can't tell if Larry's doing a commercial or an off-brand show, or it's all one thing.
Oh, and he's also... wasn't he on Russian television?
He was,
For 3 or 4 years?
Yes.
Seriously, he must not be able to retire.
Vladivostok, hello.
I just saw him on a show recently where he was interviewing someone. I can't remember.
No,
Happy Friday.
He was at your house.
Oh, I remember when Mark Maron interviewed him, and he was late. Mark was, I don't know if he was early or he was late or whatever the thing was, and Larry King yelled at him for 20 minutes.
Sounds fun.
This was back in the days when Maron had first started the podcast.
When he was going
Otherwise,
around, when he was going around with a couple mics and a thing.
Yeah. Do you think how long would you wait for? Do you think he would wait for Larry? Well, first of all, do you think he would drive up to Santa Barbara or wherever to see Larry King now? No. Larry
comes to the house, or Larry's not on the show. Fucking Obama fucking came to the house. People.
Exactly. What's your story? Well, Obama came over later, but did you ever listen? You never heard that, right? Larry King.
The Larry King Mark Maron interview?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so it's Larry King the whole time he's just the most you could tell he might be the most unpleasant person in the world. Constantly annoyed, and he thinks he's a huge star.
Yeah. No, I've seen him in so many restaurants over the years.
Like Nate Now's, I bet, right?
Nate Now's, I've seen him at the Palm more than once.
That's right.
He's the king of the room.
Is he 100 years old or is he 90 years old?
We'll
find out.
He's 190 years old.
I wouldn't be surprised. Here's my new voice, Josh. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, do you say other stuff?
Well, give me. I'll do a sketch with you.
Okay, good.
I'll answer the phone.
All right.
Hello.
You're out of character.
Hello. What's that?
That's not the same character.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. Good evening.
Okay. How are you?
Hello.
How are you, Spanky?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll tell you that much. And now
what would you say if we cut this character?
I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, I almost didn't pick up the cue. That's how narcissistic. Yeah. That's how narcissistic I am. I almost missed the cue. I wouldn't be shocked. Which that's the way to go. The third one.
And that's when he was fired by the network.
Oh my God! I actually am in a very good mood compared to earlier. I had a little mini panicky attacks.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd make it up. I guess on a slow day, I would make it up.
Yeah.
Josh, I found it again today. Remember when that was a great anecdote? No, I just got okay. Now, Susan is going to tell me that the reason is probably obvious when you look back, and she's right. I was watching an identification discovery show where a guy's brother had been a killer, and he was remembering what his brother did, and then I just started to get more and more freaked out.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't watch those shows.
Not if they're going to give you nightmares, honey.
Well, that was another stories from my wonderful parents and how great they were as parents is when I had watched all these monster movies and I thought I heard music in my head. I thought, oh my God. And then I went and I said to my parents, I think I'm hearing this music. And they go, well, that's what you get. That's what you get. We're telling you to watch our story. You shouldn't have watched our 7 years. I'm 7 years old, Josh. Yeah. 7 years old. You shouldn't have watched them. It's your fault. If the boogeyman gets you, it's your fault.
Well,
I hate them, Josh. I hate my parents.
Well, now you can say it. Now you're free.
Yeah. Are they alive? Well, they can kiss my ass. That was intense with Laurie Kilmartin's mama.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody in the world who who does what she does and decided to do what she did, and it's pretty amazing. You know what I mean? Being that it's like she's not using Twitter, but it's like Twitter's almost like a. You think of Twitter as a social media thing, but in this case, even though she's responding, it's almost like Dear Diary in a way. You know?
Yeah, I think that's what she's using it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think there's a lot of value to doing that. You know, it's shocking at times.
I haven't read all the tweets,
but as I saw that you retweeted my tweet to her, I think.
Yeah, I did retweet. She said, ask me what was the worst retweet you've done this week, Andy? Can you ask me that?
What was the worst retweet you did this week, Andy?
Not realizing I'm supposed to tag 5 other people in that fucking thing. You know, I'm not supposed to retweet with comment and say the exact same thing minus the names. It's like I'm doing some kind of an email chain. I just really am disappointed with myself.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think anyone else that I tagged did any of it.
Well, I think it's... Oh, my God. That's crazy.
But I also think, you know, I was going to go, Andy, where are the 5 people? But you did a thing. You did something.
Yeah.
And I just did it because I was tagged on it. And I was like, yeah, I should say that. I'm going to tag 5 people.
Yeah. So, what's that song? But because my intentions are good, don't let me be. It doesn't.
And I also just saw that you panic retweeted my trailer twice.
oh yeah, that was. This is how I guess even if you didn't know me, you could smell the desperation. Hey, I haven't supported this. What if I, in a row, 10 to 15 in a row, that people will scroll through because it's too much. Oh, yeah, the trailer. And then I'll get in the phone. You know, part of it was like on the phone tonight. I go, well, things are looking good with that trailer, right?
All right.
As if I've been part of it the whole time. I've seen that trailer, though, right?
I showed it to you a few months back when I cut it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But you know what? It's the thought that counts.
It's really good,
Obviously,
isn't it?
I love the trailer.
Thank you.
No, no. Oh, now I think that unlike one of your friends, I have been effusive in my what's the word? In my praise for this documentary,
you really have.
Because I really do love it.
No, I genuinely believe you that you like it.
I remember where I was sitting in that movie theater when we saw it, which was the one on Fairfax, I think.
Yes, indeed.
I do remember that. And I also remember, here's what I want to tell people. If you're going to go to a screening or something like that, you don't have to eat food while the movie's going on. I don't think I ate much, but it always seems odd to me.
Yeah. Well, now you'll be wearing a mask, so.
Well, I don't understand the whole, every time they say there's a thing with AMC, for 5 minutes I have to figure out it's not the network. But they opened their things and then they're opening them with masks. Is that the idea?
They are now. They had announced that we don't want to get into a political thing, so we're saying masks are optional.
That's true. And there's been no bigger political issue in my lifetime than the war over masks. You know what I mean? I can see both sides.
There's good people on both sides.
I really do, because it's like on the one side, what did we build this country for if it wasn't to have our face? Even if the plague, that would have been, if America had experienced the plague first, who experienced the plague? Was it Europe?
Yeah.
No. We would have been the ones to go, we reject those X's on the houses. I can't go visit my friend, Deddy. I can't buy my friend. Infecti? I want to go to Infecti's house, right. And you're telling me I can't go in? That's what the Trumpers would have been doing. Who knows what the Trumpers would have been doing? I'm hoping Trumpism wouldn't have gone back that far anyway. It's such an aberration.
Trumpism in and of itself, it seems like kind of an aberration, but
racism and hate.
But he's not the first racist, horrible, hateful person.
But he's the
best.
He's the best, and at the same time, he's the worst at his being evil.
Yeah.
He's terrible at being evil. Unless you think it's a plan of his just to be randomly evil and fuck up and then fuck up again. But it's like,
no, the one thing I don't think he thinks he is evil.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
I think he thinks because anything he wants is right because he wants it.
Yeah, I don't think even.
I mean, I think he is the epitome of everybody is the hero of their own story thinking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. He doesn't go that far, I think, in his mind. He doesn't. You know how we go? How you go? I wonder how that will affect other people if I drive my car into this pedestrian.
No, I think the only time he has time for strategy is when it's revenge based, because that's the only thing that holds his attention, his grudges.
You know, when I thought my grudges could be bad, but but he's a bully grudge guy. He's like a part of it's going to be, I'm going to just keep doing horrible things and say horrible things.
Yeah, no, I mean, he part of his ethos, part of his Roy Cohn ethos is you have to punch back.
Yeah.
You have to punch back twice as hard.
And why won't we use the metaphor?
That's where you, as a grudge holder, fall short.
I get cold feet.
Yes.
Do you know every time
Not with the punching.
Every time I see that guy Hassan's name, I go, "Oh, that's the guy you acted like an idiot with. Oh, that's the guy. Oh, you're really learning. You're learning, Andy, to let the past go, aren't you? Oh, that's the guy. Remember that time you had to call up Josh because you were questioning your worth as a human being? Yeah, that's that guy again."
Maybe mute him.
Well, that's a good. Oh. No, because this is something I was like, this guy's right. And I retweeted him and they go, oh, that's the guy. Because he had a good tweet. But, yeah, I should mute, not even mute, just stop. No, my therapist says this will always happen this way with people. If you have this kind of condition, it's always going to be, you know, it comes up and then we're working on letting it go.
Right.
I still want Stewie Lerman. I'll say his last name.
To be your friend?
Have I said his last name before?
Yeah, I think so. Many times. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know who you're talking about.
Okay. I'll call him Stewie Lerman. Middle initial J. Let's call him Stewie Lerman.
Okay.
That relationship could turn around. That's the other way to look at it. He could call me at age 80 and go, Andy, I'm so sorry. I know you loved me for some weird reason. I know you were in love with me as a friend.
I lost your number.
I can tell you, I'm not going to do it because somebody has that number. I know his exact number.
Meet me on the top of the Empire State Building.
Isn't that an Orson Welles movie?
No, it was an affair to remember.
Ah.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about the three-nighter version of the show with on the therapy off nights?
My initial reaction is I love it because I think it makes me value the sessions more. So I think when we were doing it every single night, I wasn't even thinking about how I would feel. Because here's what I've learned. If I want to have the idea of, I don't have anything to say. Maybe I should tell Josh, I don't have anything to say. We'll talk about that forever. It's like when I've done that, it's usually a non-starter. That's fine that I did it in the past. But if I can say to myself, oh, this is something I'm looking forward to, or at least not looking forward. You know what I mean? It's like I felt that helped me on those nights. I felt I was a little bit more with it.
All right. Well, that's way more of an answer than I needed.
I knew that. You know why? Because it was a defensive answer. It was like, I'm kind of arguing to stick with the 3-night system, but so let me push it hard. Never better, Josh. Never. And my skin cleared up. My skin's better on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right.
Also, it helps your marriage not to have an appointment every day with your best friend for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I think it's perfectly fine.
Seriously?
And it's fewer clips I have to come up with.
That's true. But it's also fewer. Does it save you in editing? No, Andy, nothing saves me in editing. I always want that thing. How was I this week? Was I so easy to edit? It was like, what do I not leave in?
Right. Shorter's always better for old Josher.
Who's old Josher?
I don't know. Who could it be?
That was my favorite. There were two books I loved when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Old Yeller. Old Yeller and Old Josher.
Yeah.
I don't even care that they knew what the joke was going to be. I had fun pronouncing that word.
Should we go to questions?
Sure. I just came up with this song. You ready? Okay. We've got questions. We've got questions. Questions. And the question. What's that song?
I don't know.
Oh, you'll look great. You'll look fine. You know those Broadway songs? It's going to be great.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gotta have the whole world on a plate.
Yes!
Starting here. Starting now.
Everything's coming up. Letters. It's not even letters.
Sous vide, I don't know. I think this might be the end of the line for sous vide's pole position. Hey, Southern chef guy. Has the situation improved?
I don't know. Does he always mess around with the salutation?
What do you mean?
Does he change the salutation every week?
Well, he asks a different impression every week.
Okay, so that's not
what I'm saying.
That's not different.
Is we're off. He's run out of impressions. Is my point.
Yeah, but I think Southern Chef's Guy is not bad, right? Isn't that one of your classics?
I don't know. Remind me.
Well, okay.
I mean, you might be thinking. He might be thinking of Cajun Waiter.
That's what I'm talking about. How spicy is the etouffee?
The situation is just regular. You know, I come in, I make the etouffee, I make the gumbo, the jambalaya.
Yeah, but is it spicy?
Oh, it's spicy, except for it's just regular with the gumbo.
I will agree that may not be technically a Southern Chef Guy.
No, I assist the chef.
So
my job is to host the small little Jewy people who come in and ask.
Excuse me?
My host is to host our guests.
Oh, God! Did you refer to my religion and call me Jewy?
Oh, I can't even see you, sir.
I don't see religion, sir. You are a short man.
Come on.
Are you there?
Maybe you can come on in and try some of my gumbo.
That's how I got my wife to date me.
Nonetheless, the situation is terrible. The situation is absolutely terrible out there.
True. I think it is. And do you see the situation improving? No, I think we got it. You nailed it. Why do I have to add on?
I just think the situation the terrible is going to be regular now.
I think you're wrong about moving this letter off to the pole position.
Okay. Natweet Bahara says, butter? You guys are fighting about butter? A bitter butter battle? A margarine melee? This is a very slippery slope, says Natweet Bahara. I just wanted to remind everybody that's who wrote that.
But did you get the pun at the end?
No, let me go back.
But he said butter slippery.
Ah.
Don't they say that all arguments between people, no matter how close they are and how much they love each other, is always ultimately over something minor? Like, I told you to kill that guy.
Like the Civil War.
Vietnam, this. I think I think I can make the statement that it wasn't really about butter. It was just both of us in a bad. What's that?
I would agree. It was more an argument. It was more a fight about tone.
Exactly. Although you did tell me to stop sending you emails about nutrition.
I did. Actually, I said shove it up your ass.
Which is, by the way, one of the diets I tried in high school. Josh?
Oh, hi. Sorry.
That's not a bad diet. That's not a bad, that, you'd get some press with that diet. Shove it up your ass.
Yes.
I'm so funny and blue.
Mark Thompson says the effect of knowing you both had good bagels coming in Test Show 161 was so enjoyable. Let me propose you arrange a food delivery from a place you miss every week. Great conversation material and hopefully some great food.
I don't think that's a bad idea. But what are we, rich? What are we, rolling in dough? Did he just say he's going to treat?
I don't see anything of that in there.
Read it again. See if there's a part where there's a gift certificate.
No, just take is all I see.
He's right. We should do this twice a year, and it's a great
right.
semi-annual tradition. I think we should order
I think
more
we should
food
do it
then.
every week. I think it's a great idea to do it every month. I think once every 6 months is a great idea. An annual food ordering, I love it.
You can't tell me that every 10 years this is not going to be a good idea to order from some of your classic restaurants.
This is the centennial of my last order.
For once in my life.
Dan Wade says, hey, sous vide, has the situation improved? Oh, bam! I don't know. I don't know if
Hey, you know what I say to that?
Maybe it wasn't
Nicely played.
Maybe it wasn't
Nicely
that big
played.
Seth Dick III says James Spader made a lot of weird sex thrillers in the 90s, didn't he? One with Larry Miller. I know James Mason wasn't in any of them, but wasn't Mason in Pretty in Pink with Spader as someone's father? Or was it a different John Hughes film?
I kind of reject the premise. What were these movies except Sex, Lies, and Videotape where James Spader dealt with this sex stuff?
Didn't he make one with Susan Sarandon? That was sort
He
of,
probably did.
That was spicy.
He probably did.
That was very
I was
spicy.
trying to win an argument there, but I lost.
There's no reason to argue with Seth Dick III. He's simply trying to get your goat.
Oh, he can't though. Seth Dick III.
I'll be honest with you, Seth Dick III. I myself don't remember if I was in Pretty in Pink.
James, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Andy.
You seem a lot more upbeat this week, like almost like you're younger. Are you doing some kind of a workout course?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't quite understand what you're setting me up for here.
I'm not. I'm just saying you're talking at a quicker clip.
Oh,
as if it's like
yes, I'm sorry.
Like you had coffee. You had some coffee or something.
I thought I perhaps had missed something in your comedy setup.
What are the odds of that?
It's slim, knowing I have a track record with comedy that you can't be beat. I just saw James Mason in The Verdict the other night.
Ooh, I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
It doesn't hold up as well as his reputation.
It seemed kind of cheesy when I saw it, I thought.
It was a little cheesy, but it was underwritten, which was weird because it was a David Mamet script.
Ah, I wonder if.
But plot wise, it was pretty bare bones for a courtroom thriller.
And it's Paul Newman, right?
Yeah,
he's always good. I love that. I don't want to go out on a limb, but
James
I love that Paul
Mason
Newman.
as the lead counsel for the archdiocese.
It always seems like James Mason should be in older movies than that because he has a more classic.
I played an older gentleman in this film.
Oh, that is true. Why am I talking to you like you are actually him? And is there anything I should know about you, weirdly, that no one ever known? Since I'm talking to James Mason, can you give me a little inside fact?
I started taking this medication, and now I have a strange rash on my taint.
You know, that reminds me of one thing. You said taint, and I'm not going to touch it. But let me go beyond that to say that I have seen more commercials for Prevagen now. And I'm telling people out there, I don't think it's as good as they say on these commercials.
I don't know. I think it seems to be making these people's lives a lot sharper.
And they go, I've been taking it for 8 years, and you know, it's unbelievable. I remember things. I can pick up a thing. It makes me feel hungry.
I have to say, I mean, I see as many of the medication commercials as you, but I have this certain respect for, I think is it Biktarvy? The one, Things are getting clearer. That's on me. Say I love this. That's on me.
Yeah.
Nothing in my skin. That's my own plan. Nothing in my skin. That's my little plan. Nothing is everything. And I like it because it seems as if that jingle was written for that medication.
I agree with you.
I don't think that they're doing a needle drop. I think it is literally an original pop song to celebrate this skin medication.
Well, I also teach a class on that song because the metaphor of it, it's like
nothing is everything.
Exactly. You want nothing. You go, what does that mean, nothing? Your skin's clear. You see? It's a second read. A second read.
Things are getting clearer. That's on me.
You could not have predicted as a kid that when you watch TV, every goddamn commercial would be one of these things.
No, you could not. I thought cereal would be more likely as a kid.
Oh, my A1C's down?
Zombie.
Shouldn't there be better writers since that's all the commercials are? Oh, that felt good. Nothing on my face, but that's okay. Nothing is everything.
Ben Steitler says, with the success of Space Force on Netflix, has Andy Kindler been signed as a recurring administrator who determines if things are too spacey?
I saw the first episode, which I enjoyed, and I haven't seen anything since then, but I always do think when I see a show like that, how come I wasn't, nobody asked me to be, don't some people like me in the way I act?
I could be Quark.
Yes. I don't understand why I'm not involved in every project. I don't understand why I haven't left my house in the last 30 years and I seem to be losing contacts.
Fletcher Alexson has a two-parter here. First one is, I'm starting to think Andy is just constantly doing Jiminy Glick.
You mean on the show?
Yeah, sure. I think that's his main contact.
Or is he saying I'm eating a lot? I don't get. Yeah, no.
No, I think you're just doddering.
Right, doddering.
And nasal.
I agree with that. And
you're Skip Elo like.
Who was it? Jenna Elfman? And he goes, now Jenna Elfman, who is Bodhi? Tell me about Bodhi. Well, that was my husband, Bodhi, and he's my husband. Oh, God, I love that Jiminy Glick.
Fletcher Alexson also says, and Andy, loved you with Pepitone last week, especially all the talk on the coronavirus.
I love Eddie, and of anybody who should have a bunker show, he is a bunker. He has that. It's like you really do think unlike when Corolla was talking about his shows from a pirate ship.
Right.
Pepitone really sounds like he's could be in an actual bunker.
There could be an actual sleeping bag involved over his
yeah.
head. Yeah. Jazza McTazza says, love the podcast, even more since the start of these lockdown shows. I just wanted to note that Spike Lee has now gone full Too Soon Yi and back. Judging by the results, I would like to recommend Andy to avoid doing the same if at all possible. It's too spicy.
Boy, I don't know. Is there, in other words, don't bother him or something? Or
no,
I missed that one.
Spike Lee endorsed Woody Allen for like a minute.
Oh, okay.
This week, apparently. Well, I actually kind of just heard about it in about this much detail. He apparently said something nice about Woody Allen, and then everyone jumped up his ass, and so he backed away.
You know, it's pretty funny though to me. It's like what people say about me, like online. They go, "No, I know you endorse Woody Allen. I know you're okay. I'm not okay with every goddamn. I didn't date my wife's adopted child." Now you know Andy loves all that stuff Woody Allen does. Acting like an oddball and playing clarinet poorly for the last 60 years.
You're a Woody Allen apologist, Andy, right?
No, I'm sorry.
Jason Parton says, good evening, gentlemen. How do you guys feel about absurdist humor? As if I didn't have an idea. Also, how underappreciated do you think the movie Murdered by Death is? Final question, could I have you both on my podcast sometimes, either as solo acts or a duet?
Just reminded me I never got back in touch with the guy that's Dan Wade.
Yes.
Oh, no, Dan, I'm going to be on here. I owe you an email of some type. If Josh has done something, I'm doing something. That's how much I'm endorsing it.
All right.
But what was the first part of the question?
How do you feel about absurdist humor?
What would you call absurd? Is that what we do?
I feel like potato.
Oh, that's right. Exactly. 5 more minutes and then turn it over. That is absurdist.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Yes and no. I mean, absurdist humor like the Goons, yes,
Right.
Absurdist humor like a bunch of dipshits, not as much.
Well, you mean like Trailer? Well, okay. It's like Trailer Park Boys, which I haven't seen that much of. Is that absurdist humor?
I don't know. Little Britain kind of is.
Ah. And now that show's everybody's getting in trouble for having done blackface.
Yeah, like there's like a huge slate of shows that got wiped off for blackface, apparently.
Right.
From BBC shows.
You know what's amazing to me? I just think, I've been trying to think about myself. It never occurred to me, but I would think at some point you go, this is probably something like a black person would, if they're not doing it, if they're not making fun of it, maybe I'm not the best person to, what am I making fun of? I mean, it seems weird to me, but so many people got into it or something, or I guess it just was part of I don't know what I'm saying, Josh, but it wasn't popular. I don't remember it was ever popular.
Well, I don't think people who did it with malice for the most part. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who dressed up like Michael Jackson or whoever for a Halloween party and decided to go blackface to sell their costume. And I think, don't fucking do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I also think that they were being insensitive rather than purposefully incendiary in any way.
Well, that's the thing. It's like that's the thing. It's understandable that not necessarily excusable, but whatever. But it's like a lot of people don't.
But it also just depends. It depends what you're doing too. I mean, there's people who are like dressing up like a black celebrity, and like I said, don't do it anymore. But that seems to me more forgivable than dressing up like a stereotype, Is
that what Fallon was doing as Chris Rock?
I don't think so. No, I just think he did Chris Rock in blackface. And this is one of those times where, it's not at all just Jimmy Fallon's fault.
Why did he get so much trouble for it?
Huh? He got in trouble with it.
Ago.
Yeah, because someone saw a tape now. Because people get retrofended.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But but in the case of Jimmy Fallon, it's like, no, that's a fucking network show with writers, producers, directors, studios, network standards, and they all went, do it, Jimmy. That's a great Chris Rock.
And then the other thing is that's important is that a lot of times you may not, and I know I didn't know what the background of minstrel. I mean, I learned it at some point, but I've learned it more even recently about the background of minstrel shows and all these things.
I think there is. I believe there's some percentage of forgiveness for ignorance for past things. If you put on that makeup today in any context, right? There's you don't get a pass now.
Yes,
and I'm not saying everyone gets a pass now anyway, but it's not me to decide who gets a pass. It's not
right.
It's not my job. So, but I do think it's about motivation in terms of past things.
Right. And it's also about where it's coming from. It's like
motivation.
The argument. What's that?
Like motivation, you mean?
Yeah. What's your motivation? Is that what you just said?
I said, yeah. I said it's about the motivation. You go, it's also about where you're coming from.
I'm not listening. I'm really not. I'm getting worse as the conversation goes by. I have to say I've done pretty damn well so far.
I thought so until then.
Yeah, that was bad. No. But here's what happens. Here's what happens. I feel it's so important what I'm going to say.
I know, you start composing.
There's no way that you could be saying the same thing,
right, or
your version of it could be. I'm not even late. It's like, hey, I got to come in with this and save the podcast. Sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
I've been apologizing a lot, though, and it's a little bit of a thing with me. I got to, people don't want to hear it anymore.
David Gogo says, what do you guys think about the new Bob Dylan album?
I haven't listened to it yet, but I want to.
Yeah, I just heard the two. I assume those two songs, the I Contain Multitudes and the other one.
What'd you think?
I liked it. There was a little bit of a we didn't start the fire thing to the John F. Kennedy one. But I don't know. It felt like, every 3 or 4 couplets, he hit something.
Yes.
And then there was a bunch of couplets that, could have stayed in the notebook.
Right. It's always hit me. I mean, obviously, I love him so much, but that's a hard song to write. So that's why I loved, when Hurricane came out. I just loved that. I mean, that's a song like, he's just telling you what happened.
Right.
And he managed to put it together in such a emotional and dramatic way,
Yeah. That's a good one.
Is there no connection between what I'm saying and the current thing?
No, there absolutely is. That's
okay.
why I'm neither mocking nor elaborating, because I think you were right.
And let's say you were criticizing Bob Dylan in 65 and you go, I don't know about these talking New York songs. I mean, he's always done things like that were just so, what's it called? Like whatever he wanted to do, basically.
Right. I think it's good. Fuck you.
Can you now do that now this is a classic of my childhood. Okay, can you do that as Dylan?
That's funny. Fart doctor. Steaming,
okay, I don't like that.
Steaming mad farts.
Please don't name yourself Fart Doctor anymore. Oh, wait a second. You're a doctor of farts. I take it back.
Hi, guys. Thanks for all the laughs you generate to help us through these times.
You're adding this, right?
I am, yes.
Good.
Because it's fart. That's what I imagine Fart Doctor sounds like.
No, they examine your farts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take it back. Up my ass.
It's very hard to get back to your ass in a line of dialogue.
All right. I heard that Novelty Records will be making a triumphant return, spearheaded by James Mason and Jimmy Stewart trading lines on their Coming to Take Me Away. Any truth to that? Why yes. I think I have.
Are people trying to drive me crazy? That song.
They're coming to take me away. Ha ha. They're coming to take me away. Ho ho. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. Ha ha. Very good, James. Thank you, James.
I'm telling you, man, you are turning a dime right into the next guy. I keep saying it to you like, I don't know why you won't get into all the money that there is in the impression world. The gold mine.
The gold mine of 60-year-old impressions.
You know how many times people want James Mason type?
Like 6 times a week in my experience. For example, Stephen Elton Yates says, taking a break from my work in the unified field theory, I see why Einstein had trouble with it. 770 AM used to drop in James Mason doing the Thunderbird slogan before every spinner's record. Do you guys have that on 8-track?
Man, he's going with the references and the things. And
here we go. I'm going to do the whole thing.
Here we go.
All right, 65 degrees here in the big one at 7:70 a.m. We got the spinners coming up right after Thunderbird wine. It has a delicious and interesting taste. Hand me down my walking stick. Hand me down my cane. See? It was,
Did you work on that? That was very good.
I did not, no.
Oh, I'm very happy.
But it was 7:70 a.m. James Mason and the Spinners. Thank you very much.
Did you mention?
Prepare yourself for the rubber band, man.
Did you mention it was? What's the temperature you think right now?
I did say 65 degrees here in the big one.
I like the way. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're now trying to overtake my one impression I do well.
No, I'm just trying to not have to collaborate on an impression with you because it doesn't go well generally.
Oh, that hurt.
Stephen L. Yates also says thank you both for the gift of these podcasts. They help.
Oh, that means a lot. And I also think, didn't someone just say, I got happy when I just heard that someone said they liked the format a couple of letters ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like that.
Aisha Farhood says, have comedians ever stolen jokes from you in the past? How did you react? Did you confront them about it?
I did. I actually did confront someone.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It actually went fine. His name was Otto and George.
Yeah.
Otto and George.
Sure.
I think he passed away, and he was a ventriloquist actor. And I used to have that joke about the guy gets his, he's the blue comic, and he gets his spot on the Tonight Show. He says, "Don't say pussy, say vagina. Don't say pussy, say him." I get the show on. I say cunt. I'm off network 5 years. And then I get someone called me years ago and said that he was doing that joke.
Yeah.
So I didn't, my feeling is I never go in. That's the first time I ever asked. I never have done that before to even approach somebody because so many times you don't know if someone did, but this was so obvious. So I said to him, that's my joke. And then he said that someone sold him that joke. He had no idea that it was my joke.
Yeah.
And,
that's a good lie.
Yeah. And then he also in the same conversation told me, you don't know how many, apparently I think that Dice supposedly, allegedly got some of his stuff from Otto and George. So, cause that's what he told me. He's like, I can't tell you how many times people have stolen from me. But right. I do give people the benefit of the doubt because I feel like I'd rather believe that than believe that he knew. So, right. Do you have anything?
I've had a few where I've heard people tell me that someone is doing a joke.
Right.
I always sort of had the pride of like, well, whatever. I've moved on from that joke.
Yeah.
But there was one I'm sure I told you about. I had a friend. She, I heard my joke, like verbatim from my act come up on Will and Grace.
I think I do remember that.
In the opening moments of the show, which is all, the only time I would have seen it.
Yeah.
But I heard my joke and I was like, wow, I wonder if someone, and then boom, that person's credit came up on screen seconds later.
And then did you ever confront them?
Nah.
Do you think
what would be the point? It was already on the show. She actually was fairly helpful to me and stuff when I moved out here. So I just felt like, all right, there's your payback. we never spoke after that anyway. So,
well, and the other thing I'll say is that I have in my own mind, which is why the time that you told me that you've heard that joke practicing Jew, I went through hell with it until I realized, no, I think I came up with it on my own. But it's been even though it might be an old thing, but there's been other times where I definitely have thought of something and then realized it was somebody's. And not that I know that I ever done on stage, but then I did realize it was somebody else's. So that could happen. But if someone's running on a show, I don't know, it seems a little.
Yeah, no, that one she was literally like a comic with me. Who had heard the joke a bunch of times. So if she didn't steal it, she absolutely should have said, actually that's a friend of mine's joke when someone else pitched it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, she's guilty, but either way, I'm over it.
Yeah. Well, I actually believe that you're over it as opposed to when I say I'm over things.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, I do mean it.
No, but I do mean it too, because, I really think maybe I am over Stewie Lerman. Maybe I'm over it.
Stewie.
Good callback. Stewie. What did I do, Stewie? I'll change my cologne.
Deep, deep, doo, deep, boom. Stewie. All right. That wasn't going anywhere.
That's all right. But you know what? One thing I just wanted to tell you, Josh, I realized tonight, for the first time, not for the first time, but when we would be at your house, I could see you looking around for the next letter.
Yeah.
It took me about 6 weeks to go, he's not pausing because he's rejecting you. He's looking for the next letter.
That's good.
Very proud of myself. Very proud.
Good. Glad you're working through some of this shit.
Not that much shit, but a couple of things.
Adam Nicollet says, have you listened to the new Lost Neil Young album, Homegrown? I have not.
I have not. And what does it mean, lost?
I don't know. It's in quotes.
Okay. Well, I love Neil Young, but I have to tell you, I've heard so many things from him but I think I'll give it a shot.
When you were young and on your own.
How did it feel to be alone? I was always... Oh, too high.
Like I always say, my favorite thing is when you just take over a song.
Really? Because sometimes I think you resent it.
Oh, sorry.
In that case, there was no way to stop me.
No, there wasn't.
I've been listening to that song for the last couple of weeks. So there was a part of me that was like, I'm going to join him like an angel, and his heart will soar because I've joined him on his singing plane. And I was wrong.
No, I was actually done. I was just kidding. Natwi Pahara says, one forgotten Marx brother. He's got, it's another Tweet Pahara two-parter. Oh, well, I lost the other one.
Oh, you mean because it was a different email?
Yeah. Because I thought I saw he had tweeted something about us, like, what would your Marx brother's name be?
Oh.
And then he had a follow-up with a joke that said, one forgotten Marx brother was the one conceived before Sam and Minnie were married. His name was Uh-Oh.
I think that's a really good joke. But who's Sam and Minnie?
They were the Marx people. They were
these people. This guy knows his history. He's not just writing willy-nilly.
Well, wasn't there a play called Minnie's Boys?
There might have been, but I don't know. I only just recently heard. Did you tell me the story about how they were playing poker and then just one guy kept saying, "Why don't we name him this?" And they just went around the table. You'll be Harpo. You'll be this.
No.
I told it nicely, though, didn't I?
What would you be if you were Mark's brother? I think was the question.
Oh, Soft Peniso.
Okay. Flacidio, maybe?
Flacidio would be better. Yeah. You know what it would be?
I'd be Bingo Bango Bongo.
I just came up with it. Hilarious-o.
Okay.
Genius-o.
Seems a little redundant, but okay. Okay. So, all right, here's Michelle Weiscarver, which means I have to now go to a letter from Joe Mama that says, Dear Josh and Andy, thanks for all the extra funny during lockdown. I hope this song cheers up Michelle Weiscarver and is not a worst-case scenario for your best-case scenario fan. My sister and my friend Michael Pruitt of the Minneapolis bluegrass band, the Backup and Push bluegrass band, helped with it a lot, and any credit for good guitar picking should go to them.
Michelle Weiscarver.
That was beautiful. And, they say talk about the guitar picking. That is I was very, not jealous, but I love the guitar in that song. And I think it's like a First of all, Michelle Weiscover is going to love it. That's my prediction.
I believe she will.
Yeah. And I'd like to hear the same thing with Karen. Like, put them back to work. Next time they go in and do stuff that's oriented to me, I have some more requests. I think that was beautiful. What's your take?
I'm with you.
Okay, that's better than when you were once. Remember that time you were again me?
I do remember I was again you that time. But this time,
I'm always amazed at people's ability. Sorry, I cut you off.
I am not only amazed at the ability, but I believe it is the perfect piece of music for the spirit of this show.
That is correct. Because that's our roots. Not all of our roots, but...
I didn't mean bluegrass. I just meant random.
I don't know why.
Random burst of music.
I don't know why I had to add on. You had it. Just take me out.
He's the bluegrass blowhardy. All right, so Michelle Weiscover.
Sorry.
All right, now I have to reintroduce Michelle Weiscover.
Michelle Weiscover.
Been a weird week, gentlemen. The MST fandom nearly imploded. A much-loved comic live tweeted her mom's COVID hospice, and another comic was canceled for being a gross human being. Parenthetically, did anyone really like his comedy? One happy constant, you too. Thank you.
That is a beautifully... First of all, I wish I could sum up the week like Michelle did. I can't think of one thing when I want to think of what happened. And I assume we're talking about Chris D'Elia, right?
I think Chris D'Elia was the gross human being. Laurie Kilmartin was the much-loved comic.
Exactly.
And the MST fandom nearly imploded, I believe, as a reference to Mike Nelson had a near cancellation moment, it seems, because he's apparently on a podcast with some right-wing douchebags.
No, wait a second. Can you bring me up to this? I don't know who Mike Nelson is.
Mike Nelson is the second host of Mystery Science Theater after Hodgson left.
Are you talking about... he's not the current one.
No.
Not the current one.
And he also has riff tracks.
And so what's the deal? He's turned into a Trump person?
Well, he's always kind of been a right-wing Christian person. But that wasn't that was never part of his comedy, really.
Right.
And he was always pretty quiet about it. But
is he funny?
Yeah, he is funny.
Oh, okay. So you didn't watch him thinking,
but
oh my God,
but he's also aligned himself with some horrible douchebags. Like some horrible right-wing douchebags.
So are they going to, has he apologized?
He has apologized and quit the podcast.
Oh.
And he did it in, kind of a slippery way, sort of like, oh, I wasn't there for those episodes, but,
Ugh.
But I'm not trying to cause trouble.
No.
I've known his politics for a long time.
And have you ever argued with him before, or he's always been quiet?
No, we're not really friends anymore. I mean, we haven't.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't spoken. He actually came to my premiere of my doc, the Asia doc in Minneapolis when I had a screening there, and it was good to see him. But I hadn't seen him in years, and I haven't seen him since.
It's always disturbing when people that you have ideas and you like them, or you like their comedy or whatever, and you can't figure out how it happened. I only knew after the fact that was his political stance. It was not clear at all when we were hanging out. But I was reading in the New Yorker this last week. There's an interview with Lionel Shriver, and it's a woman who writes these, I guess, pretty great novels. I didn't read the novels, but then her political ideas are just so reactionary that and that was what the article was about. How like she's losing friends. People hate her now.
Yeah.
She's like, they can't reconcile the two.
Yeah. I just had to unfollow my uncle.
Get out of here.
Yes.
On Twitter?
Yes.
What the heck? Come on. Why are you burying the lead?
No, just because I just can't take his pro-Trump bullshit anymore.
And was he aware that you stopped following him?
I have no idea.
Well, I think it's healthy for the family relationship.
Yeah. There's a long history of me telling him just telling me to stop fucking emailing me is bullshit. So.
And is this somebody you were close with as a kid?
He's my uncle. He's my mom's brother-in-law.
Yeah, but Hitler was also someone's mother-in-law.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, am I? Is it a close relationship? No, it's not.
And it's getting more distant.
But there's at a certain point you go, well, yeah, sure, he's my uncle, but he's also backing someone who I believe is truly evil.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm starting a family feud, but I did unfollow him.
But I have heard so many of these stories. I don't know if I talked about them before. Where like
because he railed at. That's why I unfollowed. Because he was like talking shit to Jimmy Kimmel and calling Jimmy Kimmel names for insulting the president. I was like, right.
Did he say things like, "I happen to know that my nephew, Josh Elvis Weinstein"?
No, it wasn't out of embarrassment. It was out of disgust.
Yeah, like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah. We don't share.
If you want me to talk, I'll talk to him if you want me.
All right, I will. I'll put you two together. I think you'll get along well.
That'd be good.
But yeah, there was a big flare up apparently with the Mystery Science fandom this week.
Is it over?
I don't know if it's over. I didn't even Schadenfreude myself into it.
Yes.
And I say Schadenfreude only because Mike kind of like turned his back on me a little bit, and I got him the job at the show.
And you have not told me this story before, right?
Yeah, it's not really much. It's not much of a story. It's just he wasn't a deeply loyal person to me, I would say.
Man.
So I don't feel a strong impulse to defend him. But I don't.
Right.
But I also wasn't like going, "What are they saying?"
Do you remember that song? What was that movie? With the guy, and he goes, Schadenfreude. I'm doing shallow. Okay. Schadenfreude.
Thank you.
Schadenfreude. Can I ask you one question too? Are the Mystery Science Theater fans? I would think would be mostly progressive people, right?
Mostly, not entirely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fans who hate Frank because of his political, or they don't hate Frank, or they hate real life Frank, and get extra mad because they love TV Frank so much.
I just can never.
And Bill Corbett is an outspoken liberal as well, and
I do. I love him.
So I mean, he's the one who has to deal with the Mike thing because he's partners with Mike and Riff Tracks.
Now it's all coming together. And do they have a falling out over it?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to call them.
Okay, do. Oh, yeah, you were on Bill's show not long ago.
Yeah, right? It was fun when I was up in Minneapolis last.
Right.
Which I missed going to.
As do I. Here's Sous Vide saying, what do you professional jokesters do when someone tries to step on your running gags?
He just came up with it now? That's pretty good. That's pretty prescient. What you do is you don't change whatever you do. Don't change the running gag.
Right. What I do is I make it so my running gag is to hang up.
See, then that's what we call a bit.
Brian Tate says, I have a question that two Hollywood insiders like yourselves might be able to answer. Is it true the new horror movie You Should Have Left was originally titled 7 Degrees of Your Kevin Bacon Me Crazy?
I would like, if I could send a prize to everyone who uses Your Bacon Me Crazy, I would, because it always cheers me up.
That's good.
Can we interview that person on the podcast? Just Jen Kirkman and the person who came up with Your Bacon Me Crazy.
All right. Yes. Steve Norwood said, hey guys, I'd like to buy your respective comedy albums, but I only have a Softies card. Do you accept that, or will I have to use PayPal?
Is that Mr. Softies?
I don't know. I thought you were Mr. Softies.
Oh, that made me feel good. I felt warm. A feeling of warmth, like a feeling of tingling came over me, except for my penis.
Right. That doesn't have feelings anymore.
No tingling. No tingling.
Why waste the stamps with the test at this point?
Well, currently I'm taking Cialis and Viagra as a cocktail. You want to take it as a cocktail? Cocktail. It's impossible not to come up with a penis reference.
It is. Jeffrey Oliver said, I heard James Mason and Liza were marching with BLM protesters last week, and they're really into defunding the police.
I can't believe that.
Yes. No justice, no peace. That's what I'm here for, the justice! Jeffrey Oliver also says, thanks for being so great, guys. Digging the quarantine format, especially when Josh hangs up on Andy. Gets me every time. Love the show, and both of you stay safe.
I've hung up on you once, haven't I?
You've gotten a couple, and it's just not as funny when you do it.
No.
Because you do something. Because what I really want to say to you, Josh, is...
Now, wait a second, Josh. Whatever you do, don't disconnect the conversation now, because I'm just about to... Boom. Boom.
Guy Incognito says, John Bolton, timely, unlikely hero or opportunistic, cowardly warhawk who couldn't be bothered to nail Trump to the stake in the impeachment proceedings?
The latter.
What would Joseph Mengele have to say about Bolton's fence riding? I would have to say it's excellent work. I believe we could absolutely use a man just like John Bolton with what we're working on.
I think you nailed that, Bolton. If there was anybody amongst our people who liked him, I think that you turned it around.
Yo, 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 Yoshi, yo, 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 Yoshi, Yamamoto. I don't think we were working together there, really.
Until the end, we were. Then I decided to go on a riff that ruined it. I blame myself, Josh, and I stopped blaming myself, I blame my mother.
Yoshi Yamamoto says, I watched Lost in America for the first time ever a few weeks back because of how many times Andy's mentioned it. I enjoyed it and held up well, I think. What else is good from the Albert Brooks Library? Real life. Modern romance.
Yes.
Defending your life.
Correct.
And those are the ones you got to see.
What was the one with where they did the? Did you say the one where they did Real Life? Is that what it's called?
That's what I said first. Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. You were absolutely right. And oh yes. Wait a second. And then The Muslim World. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Searching for Comedy in the Muslim World. Not that great.
No.
Mother. Not that great. The Muse. Not that great. All three about a guy with writer's block.
The best of those three, and it's not great, is Mother.
That's true. There is funny shit in Mother for sure.
Yes. I love him anyway, so I don't care that if he ever makes another amazing movie. He's made movies that I treasure of Sierra Madre.
Yoshi also says, with another comedian getting canceled for being a creep and maybe more down the pipeline, it's nice to know we're safe with our two nice Jewish boys. You guys are munches.
That is so nice of you to say, Yoshi, but I communicated with Yoshi last night on direct message, and Yoshi knows that and he has OCD too, so it doesn't matter that I've never treated anyone like these criminal types, but I'm worried that I'm going to be caught for something. For something.
Yeah.
So that's how it does affect me, but not as much. I think I'm more healthy than I used to be. It's like, hey, this guy got in trouble. What are they going to find out about me?
Right.
Don't say that like that, Josh. You said that like you were a fucking detective working on my case. Well, right.
I was taking notes. I was just jotting down some notes.
I just have to ask you a couple of questions, Andy, about the night.
Just one more question, Mr. Kindler.
My point is OCD is hell, so it doesn't even matter what the topic is.
Yeah.
So there's always celebrating when someone you don't like. Well, I don't know. There's nothing to celebrate like with these things. It's not like a party.
Nothing is everything, Andy.
Nothing is everything. Oh.
That's our show for the night. Thanks for joining us. If you want to support our show financially, go to buymeacoffee.com and buy us a coffee. That's buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral. If you want Andy's new album, still new enough to be called Andy's new album, hence the humor, it's available wherever albums are available. If you want to support us morally, go to Apple, leave our podcast a 5-star rating. Check out the trailer for Michael DeBar, Who Do You Want Me to Be, coming July 10th. Thanks for being a part of our show.
Oh, you couldn't have said it best. I just wanted to make a comment about cancel culture.
Not bad. That was better.